From WDTN, this is Operation Football.
Hello and welcome to Week 8 of Operation Football. Along with my partner, Hutch Connerman, I'm Jack Pohl, and it's getting late in the season. And well, the later it gets, the bigger the games become. As tonight, teams fight for league titles and playoff spots. Coming up on this evening's show, the top two teams in the GWOC North squared off as Trotwood paid a visit to Troy. A showdown in the MAC between Marion Local and Coldwater. But we begin tonight with an SWBL showdown with huge playoff implications.
That's right, Jack. Our Jeff Schmidt Auto Group Game of the Week. Carlisle's perfect 7-0 record on the line against 5-2 Valley View. It's been more than 2 decades since the Indians beat the Spartans, but this is not your father's Carlisle team. Both schools needing a win to keep a playoff picture in focus because in these parts, well, Division 4 is loaded with great teams. Getting up close and personal as we take a look at both squads. Kyle Pohl on the play fake. He's going to go to the air, and the pass is complete to Rob Skidmore. Nice gain on the pass. The drive going to end with the handoff going from Pohl to Tyler Shenick. The tailback goes into the end zone, and Valley View is on the board. Still in the first. A 4th and 5 for the View. Kyle Pohl, not only the QB, but also the punter. You know what the senior is going to do here? The fake pass one way. He's turning and running the other way out of bounds, but he gets the first down. The drive going to end with the Spartans using the Wildcat. Brandon Fox takes the snap, passes over the middle to Skidmore. Valley View up 17-7 at the break. Here's how the second half starts. Carlisle kicking off to the View. The ball taken by Jake Jarbo, and you know what's coming here. The senior running back finding a hole, and then he is down the sidelines. Nobody's going to catch him. Jake Jarbo with a 93-yard kickoff return, and Spartans coach Jay Nysonger thinking, yep, that is just how I drew that play up. The Indians, though, they weren't about to roll over. The handoff goes to Nick McGill. The senior running back races untouched for the 39-yard touchdown. McGill's second TD of the night. Valley View back in business. Bill Jewell happy about that. Later, Valley View and the Wildcat again, and this time Carlisle's defense, well, they are having none of it as they snuff it out at the line. On the next play, the pitch is going to be off target, and the ball is going to the ground, and it is recovered by the home team. Carlisle going to try to make something of the turnover. The Indian has something to dance about, but here, the Carlisle pass is going to be picked off by Valley View's Mitch Hogue. But you know what? Carlisle with a big rally in the fourth quarter, and they rally back to beat Valley View 34-31. The Indians improved to 8-0. Steve Van Gorder for Jeff Schmidt wins again, and he took Carlisle, so he is up big 6-2 with the victory.
All right, Hutch, the Carroll Patriots may not have much of a chance at winning the GCL North, but at 5-2, they do have their sights set on a postseason spot. Tonight, Carroll traveled to take on Chaminade Julian, where the Eagles were looking to throw a wrench into the Patriots' playoff plans. Let's head on up to Clayton, where the CJ kids were going bananas on this homecoming night. Opening drive, Eagles quarterback Michael Simpson. Watch him scramble out of trouble and pick up the first down on a 3rd and long. CJ coach Andy Helms watched his team execute a 19-play drive, capped off by the Simpson to Jeremy Weisenberger touchdown. Eagles jumped out in front 7-0. Now on CJ's very next possession, how do you follow up a 19-play drive? Well, how about a 1-play drive? Simpson hits Tim Sabo on the slant. The senior from Mary Queen of Peace Grade School has taken it 56 yards. Sabo with the touchdown. But Carroll's defense would stiffen up after that. CJ on the move again, but the ball is stripped loose, fumbled and recovered by Carroll's Michael Nwankwo. On the ensuing drive, the Patriots do a little bit of trickery here. That Steve Bartlett's got a big playbook, and here's one in the way back. A deep pass, Todd Richardson. Trent Collins makes the catch on his back, but the drive would stall. Last play of the first half. Simpson scrambles out of trouble before getting off this beautiful pass to Sabo. Now watch him break free. There's no time left in the first half. Last play. Sabo could go all the way, but Carl Freeman makes this touchdown-saving tackle inside the 10. That turned out to be a huge play because Carroll would come from behind to win it. Final score 18-14.
All right, moving on. Springfield and Beaver Creek. The Beavers going for win number 1 of the year, and things were looking good early for the home team. Justin Weaver hits Zach Hayes, who makes the grab, and then he's down the sidelines for a big gainer. That sets up this Matt Ringel 42-yard field goal, and it's good. Beaver Creek in front 3-0. But Springfield packs a punch. J.C. Wallace goes to George Walker, and he is going to pick up some nice big yardage before he is going to be brought down later on the drive. Trey DePriest taking it in from a yard out, 7-3 Wildcats. Later, it's Springfield on the move again, but here comes Zach Hoffman, who gets the QB sack for the Beavers. Later on that same drive, the Cats going for it on 4th and 3. George Walker behind center takes off, and watch him break tackle after tackle. And look at him go. He doesn't slow down till he finds the end zone. Touchdown, Springfield, 14-3 Wildcats. They're keeping it going. J.C. Wallace to Onslow Williams. This play picks up big yardage. Moments later, it's George Walker again, taking it in for 6 more. Springfield goes on to win it 34-10.
All right, it's up to Welcome Stadium now, where Thurgood Marshall was taking on Belmont tonight. The Cougars get it going right off the bat. Tim Cook up the middle, and he's got all kinds of field turf in front of him. He literally coasted in from 56 yards out. Touchdown, 6-0 Marshall on their very next drive. The Cougars. Denzel Norval scored from a yard out. Then he gets the 2-point conversion on this sweep play. And then suddenly 14-0 Marshall. Belmont backed up and forced the punt. Denzel Norval again, this time on the punt return. Takes it around the end and dives in for the touchdown. Cougars not letting up in this one. Avante Penn going deep to Taven Crisp in the back of the end zone. Porkchop, get out of the way. There it is, touchdown. And Marshall would go on to win big as we go on to the scoreboard. Cougars take it 58-0. Belbrook gets a big win tonight. They beat Brookville 42-14. Another action. Covington wins by a touchdown over Ansonia. Xenia 34-13 over Fairborn. And it was Northmont beating Fairmont 39-7.
Congratulations to the Chaminade Julian Marching Eagles, our Operation Football Band of the Week. Under the direction of Debbie Schutt, the Marching Eagles were joined tonight by the Alumni Band featuring Chaminade's first ever drum major from the class of 1944, Mr. Bob Reckner. How about that? Coming up later this month, the Marching Eagles will practice and then perform with the University of Dayton Marching Band at halftime during the Flyers football game against Campbell on October 23rd. Congratulations once again to the Chaminade Julian Marching Eagles, our Operation Football Band of the Week. Hang on, Sloopy.
We are taking our first time out. But when we come back, the top 2 teams in the GWalk North met tonight in Troy as the Trojans battled the Rams. Highlights from that game and a bunch more when Operation Football continues in 2 minutes.